Hi, boys and girls, it's Mr. Tom. Welcome to Friday Night Bites, Bible stories for kids. Have I got a great story for you tonight? We're going to talk about the Israelites and how they crossed the Red Sea. Okay, so the Israelites were the people who believed in God, and they were living in Egypt, and the Israelites were under the leadership of Moses, who was a godly man and believed in the one true God. However, while they were in Egypt, they were under the rule of a bad king named Pharaoh, and he did not honor God. In fact, he made all the Israelites his slaves, and they were slaves in Egypt for 400 years. Finally, Pharaoh was convinced by God to let the Egyptians flee, and so the Egyptians packed up and they were leaving Egypt. Pharaoh sat in his palace and he said, "Why did I let them go? I've changed my mind. I want to get them back." So he got 600 chariots and he went charging after the Israelites as they were walking across the desert. Well, the Israelites heard this noise and they looked behind them, and there's Pharaoh and 600 of the chariots chasing them down. So they started walking faster through the desert, and they got to the end of the desert, and there was this huge raging sea called the Red Sea. It wasn't really red. It had a plant that sometimes made the water look red, but anyhow, it was called the Red Sea. So the sea in front of them, Pharaoh behind them, they were trapped. And so Moses prayed to God, "God, please tell me what to do." And this is what God had Moses do. He raised his arm up, and when he did that, all the water flowing this way stopped and made a wall. And all the water on this side of the Red Sea stopped and made a wall. And in between the walls was a dry path. What was once the muddy bottom of the sea was now a dry path. And all the Israelites walked through the middle of the sea until they got safely to the other side. But then the Egyptians started walking through that path and chasing them. So again, God told Moses what to do. When they got to the other side, Moses raised his hand and the waters came crashing down on the Egyptian soldiers and wiped them out. So what this story tells us is that our God is so strong and powerful that he can stop the ocean. He can stop a sea. And that's a God you can trust in. So listen, now we're going to do our to-do challenge. This is a simple little activity we challenge you to do, and you can take a picture of it on your cell phone or your parent's cell phone, or you can draw a picture of it and send it to the email that you'll see on the screen, and we'll have a small prize for you. You have 1 week to do it, and it's not really about the prize, because when you're doing this activity, you're going to remember how strong and powerful God is. So what is it we're asking you to do? I just want you to lift something really, really heavy. Maybe it's some weights, maybe it's some books, maybe, with your parents' permission, it's your little sister. I don't know, but a picture of you lifting something heavy. And what this is going to remind you is no matter how strong and powerful you think you are, or even a grown man thinks he is, our God is stronger and more powerful. And that's a God you can trust in. Thank you, boys and girls. I hope you had fun watching this video and learning, and we'll see you next time.